the next primaries, what do you think, 2020, on the Democratic side, who are the major cast of characters and who is the nominee?
So I'm going to hold you on suspense on the nominee. I will answer that question before we're done. But a fascinating race and fight on the Democratic side for 2020. That there's so many people, you might call them the classics. John Kerry and Joe Biden want to run. But as we talk to Democrats around the country, there's so much hunger, thirst for something new, and I think it may well come from outside the Beltway. So Joe's been kind to be a reader of my newsletter, Axios AM, Mike's Top 10, and it's a newsletter in the morning, email, very friendly, 1 through 10, the trends and stories that you'll want to be aware of, like some scoops, some things that you'll be reading about elsewhere in coming days. Super easy to get. It's free. And you go to signup.axios.com. So sign up, SIGNUP, Axios, AXIOS.com. You can get my newsletter there free there. But I will tell you, I'll have a little spoiler. So on Friday in LA,
like spoilers.
Friday in LA, we did an event with Mayor Mitch Landrieu of New Orleans. How many people know Mitch Landrieu? Have crossed paths with him? Yeah, he's just like, he's been in public life for 30 years, political family, everybody knows him. And then the LA mayor, Eric Garcetti, who is just so ready to run. And what fascinated me about these conversations are these two mayors on the stage. Mitch Landrieu is the president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, Eric Garcetti, the mayor of Los Angeles. And so I talked to them about infrastructure and all the things that they wanted to talk about. And then I asked them about 2020. And so Mitch Landrieu, president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, I said, so, Mr. President, does that have kind of a nice ring to it? Kind of makes you wonder what Joe's up to, doesn't it? And then we asked Mayor Garcetti about his involvement in national politics. And the dangest thing, like usually they say, I love the job that I have, or it's too soon to talk about that. We can't talk about that until after 2018 or whatever. No, like they were talking about what their message would be if they ran. And so I said, if we were to go to Vegas, what are the chances that you, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti, and you, New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu, will be in a primary against each other? And Mayor Garcetti, very quick on the uptake, said we should be a ticket. But what was funny about their messages, it was so different. They were saying the party needs a generational change, but that's not chronological. It's not their age. You need to talk about new things that are the Democratic conversation has been so inward looking. Are you a Bernie person? Are you a Hillary person? Are you a Heartlander? Are you coastwise? Are you for single payer? Are you not? So there've been all these like boxes, and what they were saying is that we need kind of a fresh conversation. And the Democrats that I talked to said that mayors, even more than governors, mayors may be what people want, that they are popular on their own turf and they're used to actually doing things. Like Mitch Landrieu has a great expression. He says, unlike people in state capitals or in the U.S. Capitol, he says, I govern in reality and in real time. And that's going to be appealing to people right now. So just to answer Joe's question, like if you look at the top tier and until 2018, like so many of the senators who might run have their own Senate races, but they have to do well in 2018. But if you were to like forecast the field now, there's a top tier, and you might say at the top there are various senators, and these include Elizabeth Warren, they include Amy Klobuchar, they include Kirsten Gillibrand, like lots of senators. Bernie Sanders in the top row. I think the Colorado governor, Hickenlooper, you would put him in the top row. And then whatever celebrity runs. Mark Cuban, he said the other day he might run as a Republican. Really? And Could it be Howard Schultz, the executive chairman of Starbucks? Could it be Bob Iger of the Disney Corporation? Could it be Oprah? Could it be George Clooney? Like lots of people are going to look at the White House and say, I could do that too.
One thing that I would watch for would be, there's a chance Sanders was a precursor to the upcoming reality of the Democratic Party. Like everyone's focused on Republicans. And what happened with the Republican Party is that basically all the incentives in politics, if you want people to give you money, if you want to get on Sean Hannity, if you want to get people to follow you on Facebook, you want to get followers on Twitter, all the incentives were to the extreme. And so the Republican Party, for the most part, pulled itself to one edge. I assume the same thing happens to Democrats. In some ways, Obama was an anomaly. President Obama was really good for President Obama. He was not great for the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party beneath him got its clock cleaned at the state level with House seats, gubernatorial seats, got its clock cleaned. And just like in some ways Sarah Palin in 2010 was a precursor to Trump, showed us that celebrity combined with sort of a populist message could be the future of the Republican Party. Bernie Sanders might be sort of the canary in the coal mine about where the Democratic Party's going. And so if you think about the incentives, if you want to now get on Rachel Maddow, if you want your Facebook followers, if you want people to show up at your protest, there's no market for the middle. And we're hearing this a lot in the House campaigns where they're trying to recruit people that could win in a Republican district, and all they're getting are Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Democrats. And if Democrats go down that path, I do not think that's where the United States of America, 50% of the public is. And you can see the party pulling itself really far to the left, and having a big segment of your sort of traditional Clinton Democrats feeling like they don't have a home, just like a Bush Republican right now feels like they don't have a home. There's nothing written in our Constitution that we have two political parties. It's been this way, obviously, for a long time. There's a lot of institutional advantages that the parties enjoy. But just like technology can eat your lunch with your job or your business that you have now, technology can easily disrupt politics. It's reduced the need for money, and it's increased the ability to connect instantaneously at a low cost. Those are the keys to creating a movement. Those things are now much more plausible than they were before. And Donald Trump showed that money doesn't matter. Trump might have won the race had he spent no money.